Welcome to Financial Credit Network's Client View. Today we're going to spend a little bit of time just going through the client portal so that when you're ready to search accounts, look up things, get balances on your accounts, it is going to be handy and at your fingertips. So here we go. We're going to start at the sign-in page. There's a couple of things I want to start with here. When you receive your email to have your user information, you will get a username and you'll get a temporary password. You will also have a link in that email that will send you here to the sign-in page. Once you're here in the sign-in page, you will put in your username, which will be in the email. And today I'm just going to use some test data. So anything within this demo today that we see is all made up names, made up accounts. So everything, it's all protected. So it's just test data today. So we're going to go into W test. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my password in here. The username is not case sensitive. So it could be lowercase, it could be capitals, it doesn't matter. But when you get ready to get your password, you do have to follow some directions on that. So with the password, you're going to need to make up a password that has at least 8 characters long. It needs to be a mix of alpha and numeric and some capitals and some lowercase within the password. If you get to a point where you are going through, you're typing in your password and you have forgotten, because there's millions of passwords that we have to remember on a daily basis, you can go right down here to the bottom. It says forgot your password. Just click on the forgot your password. It will prompt you to a screen that will ask you for your username. Go ahead and just type in your username there. It connects with your email and it will send you a new temporary password, and then you basically go through that same routine that we just did again. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. This is what is referred to as your home screen. So this is where you're going to kind of live. A couple of things we're going to look at right here is across the top, you're going to start building tabs out here. As you see us research through some of these reports, placements, the histories, and then also when we're looking up accounts, you're going to see that there's tabs growing across here, and we'll talk about that a little more as we go on. So first, let's try to look up a couple accounts. Here is a strict search. Within this strict search, if you go down here, you choose one of these options of how you're going to look up your account. Right now, we're just going to use account name. So within the strict search, if you have that clicked, then you can type in, let's see, you can type in a couple of letters, you just put a bracket behind it, and you go ahead and click search. Give it a minute. And it's going to pull up some data for you here. So you will be able to look that way if you only remember a few numbers that were in the account number, or you know that the last name started with an R. Not the best search, but it still will get you some information where you might be able to find the account you're looking for. If you take this strict search off, then you would have to spell out the entire name. Or if you have your account number, or if you have the FCN account number or social, you can put any of those in there and then just go ahead and move forward with the search. But since we have some data pulled up here, I kind of want to leave that right now. So we're just going to go into the first one, which is John Doe. And you can see here, this is the client number. We have a lot of things here across the top. So each one of these headers is sortable. So if you click on them, it's going to sort for you. And if you right click, it's going to give you all these different options. There's a few options here for sorting. There's an auto fit for all the columns. There's an auto fit that changes them back. All those we use pretty much on a daily basis if you work in Excel. Here's one I want to point out to you is the columns. So you can see here, this is what we have across our top headers. And then I have a few here that aren't checked. Well, if I decide I want to have this account number, I just put a check right next to it and it builds that back up. And you can see it's growing here. Or if I want to put the packet number back on, I go ahead and click that. So this is all customizable to each user, which makes this a pretty cool little program. We're really excited about it here. So let's see, as I'm the client today, I think that I really don't need to see, maybe I don't need to see the primary account. Maybe I don't need to see the packet number, so I'm going to take that out. And client number, let's take that out, and then we'll click out of there. So you can see now that it's taken those things out. If you decide, oh man, I really wanted to see that, you just right click and you check it and it puts it right back in. Also, along these header rows, we all see things differently. So it's kind of nice that here I'm at FCN, so I want to see the FCN account number first. So I'm just going to click that. I'm going to drag it all the way to the beginning because that's what I want to see the first thing when I open up the search. I decide, you know what, I really don't need this. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to take out the CU account, get out of there, and now this is what I have. I do like the name second, so I'm going to leave that there. Maybe I want to see the balance because that's kind of important. So I'm going to drag the balance over there. So you can make this however is easier for you to view. So once you do that, you're set. Next time you log in, you should have all your changes there. Now we're going to go ahead and drill into some of these accounts. So the first one, like I said, is John Doe. You'll notice here along this column, these numbers are a little bit different color. These are blue, a little bit lighter than the others. So this is your searchable string. So you want to go ahead and click on the 2. That's going to drill down into John Doe's account. So now we can see a couple of different things. I'm going to move that down just a tad bit so we can see that. You can see here, as I was telling you at the beginning, you can see now we're starting to get tabs that are growing. Now, if I say, you know what, I really liked that search, there was a couple other people on that first search I wanted to drill down into as well, it doesn't take it away. It saves it for you on the first tab. So you can go right back over there, and then let's go ahead and we're going to click on Jackie. So then it pulls up Jackie's information. And you see that it keeps growing. So you can go back and forth into these if you have things to compare, if you know you're just multitasking, that's fabulous. So I'm going to just open up a couple more and you'll see that they're all growing. So we'll go ahead and go back over here to John Doe. You'll see a couple things on this page. Account detail summary. So this is just some small demographics of this consumer. Remember, this is test account, so there's some information that's missing, some things you're not going to see on here like you would see on a live account. The second part over here is the consumer balance summary. So this really just gives you kind of a breakdown of the charges for this consumer. Here across the bottom, you have a few tabs, and we'll cover these tabs right now. So the payment summary, basic again, I like to describe it as sort of a bird's eye view of what's going on in the account. We'll go into the correspondent notes. The correspondence notes are the letters that have been sent out on this account. So you can there's a scroll bar on the right hand side, so you can go up and down here. You can see that here was a letter that was sent. It was a 3001. And we will have a key that kind of tells you some detail about the different types of letters. The assigned amount detail. These are the charges that our clients, have sent over to us. And then any assigned, the miscellaneous screens here, are any kind of miscellaneous charges that you may have that you're sending over to us. It would be broken out in this window. In the miscellaneous amount details, this would be any miscellaneous charges that we at FCN would put onto the account. So it could be attorney fees, court costs, those types of things. It could be NSF. So those would be coming from inside. So you'd be able to see a breakdown of that as well. The next tab over is the payment history. So this is going to tell you for each one of these dates what has been paid on the account, the charges, the payments, and if there was anything canceled, or NSF would kind of go hand in hand with those cancels. So that's this section of the account summary. A couple of things I like to point out right here. One is there's a print option. So if you want to click on the print option, it's going to give you a printer-friendly version of what we just saw on the screen. And you'll notice on the bottom part, it is a payment history. So if you look up in the right-hand corner right here, there's an X. So you can go ahead and exit out of that. If you open the next tab, or whatever tab you have open at the time that you click print, that's what's going to show at the bottom of your printer-friendly version, okay? And then right here, you would just click print. It will send it to your printer that you have in your office, and you are a happy camper. Okay, so let's go back over to the main screen. In the account itself, we're still in John Doe's account. So if John Doe walked into your office and made a payment, or he sent in a check, then you can go ahead and go onto the web portal. You can add a payment here. It gives you a little bit of the demographics on the top. It tells you the payment information. You put the amount, the transaction type, if it's an adjustment, the date, and any comments here that you may think that our posting team will need to see. And then you would save that. Once you do that, we would receive an email here that will let us know that there's a payment out there waiting to be posted. Right here next to the add payment, there's a request cancellation. If you go ahead and open that, that's very similar to the payment pop-up window. You have the demographics on the top. You have a couple of things here that you choose the option, the amount, and then you also have your comments here that you can put some comments, the purpose of the cancellation. And at this point, if we here at FCN have any questions, we'll just give you a call and we can discuss anything that we have questions about. You can get detailed here in the comments area. You'll go ahead and save that. Right now I'm going to cancel it because we didn't do anything. But same as the add a payment, we will receive that cancellation notification, and then we can get to work on canceling the account or giving you a call. Okay, so now we're finished with going over the account inquiries. So I now want to kind of review the top row with you. So if you look across this top row, you see new account inquiries. This is just like the tabs that you have here on the top. It just gives you another option to go over here and click to get some new inquiries. That's all that tab does. The next one over is the reports. So if you want to go ahead and click the reports, you can look, and there's an archive report, there's a systems report, and there's a shared reports. The shared reports would be more of a type of report. If we did a specialized report for you and uploaded that, you would find that there. So your system reports are all going to be here. So this is where you're going to get a lot of your data, and it's all right at your fingertips, which makes this a very nice feature. In your archived reports, this is where you're going to get the type of reports that you would receive on a monthly basis if you're one of our clients that receive those electronically. Now we're going to move over to the new placements tab, and you can go ahead and open that up. This would be if you were deciding to go on and do the data entry and list those accounts over to Financial Credit Network yourself. So you would go, the client number is here, so you would do the drop down arrow, choose which client you want to assign those particular accounts to, and then you're going to go down and you're going to add a record. Here is the assignment sheet that's going to pop up. We are looking at our assignment sheets, and there could be other things that you see come up on this at a later date. But we want to give you as much room as possible to get as much information as possible. As you can see, there's some of the titles here that are bolded. The bolded titles are things that are mandatory. So you're going to see that as you're filling it out. When you are doing this, once you've completed this, you'll go ahead and click Save. I'm going to click Cancel. And then you're going to start building a batch of accounts that you're going to assign to Financial Credit Network. Once you have your batch ready, and you decide, oh, the first one that I put in the batch, now I actually need to edit that record because I just found a new phone number for that person. You can go ahead, before you process this batch, you can go ahead and highlight the number you have here, go in, and you can edit. So if you decide that you want to remove a record, you can also do that as well. Once you're happy with your batch that you have built, you can go ahead and process that and get it sent over to Financial Credit Network. Again, if you have now processed it and sent over the batch and you find out that there's some editing you need to do, or if you decided that they just walked in right when you hit the button and paid the account, give us a call and then we can help you with that. The next drop down arrow is the history. This history will show you the tabs that we had open. So you can see now the different accounts that we have visited. I like to use this example. If I'm in and I'm looking up some accounts and I'm trying to find some things, and then lunchtime comes around, or you get interrupted, which I know none of us get interrupted during a day. So you can go ahead and you'd click out everything and you're like, I'm gonna go to lunch, or I gotta take this call. And then you come back and you decide, I was not finished with that last one and I can't remember what the name is. The history here will save you when you come back, because it will have a continued list of the last few accounts that you have searched. So history is gonna be your friend. The next drop down arrow is file upload. So if you are one of our clients that you typically upload an Excel spreadsheet, or if you need to upload a document to send over to us, you can definitely go onto the file, upload a file, browse your computer, find your client name that you want this to go to, give any description you want here, save that, and that will send it right over to us. We'll go on, we'll get your file, and we'll process what needs to be done. The next drop down arrow is the messages. So here you're going to either manage your messages, which right now we don't have any, or you're going to create a new message. And you can go straight to the new message from this window, or you can go from here if you want to do the new message from the drop down. So as you can see, everything here is pretty user friendly. You can move things around a little bit. You can make it look the way that you want it to look. So we're going to go here, we're going to start a new message. It will have a drop down arrow here, so you can decide who you need to send your email to. The awesome thing about this message product is that you can choose more than one person. So if you know it needs to go to Chris, and it needs to go to Jeannie, and then it needs to go to Lisa, you can go ahead and click which names you want to populate, and they're going right across the top. If you have a person, let's say I want to send my email to Kua and I don't want to search through that list, you just go ahead and type it up there, you click it, and it's going to put Kua up there. It's kind of a neat feature. So I'm going to unclick that. You'll just put, it's kind of like Outlook, you'll put your subject line, your message, and then there's a tab for attachments. Couple of different things you can do here. You can select a file, so then you're going to go out and browse your computer and get your file. If you have it open, you can also just click, grab it, drag it over, and drop it in. Then you're going to send that out. That is a secured email. I like to give this example. Sometimes I have clients ask, well, you know, we already email you through Outlook. Why do we really need another place to message you? I use this because if it is something secured, like a social security number, a date of birth, things like that, a driver's license number, I would suggest you go into the client portal, the client view, and go ahead and send it through here because it's secured. Outlook, if you just want to say, oh, John Doe came in and he paid $20 today on his account, you can just do that through Outlook if you choose. That wraps it up for our training today on Client View. I hope you guys got a lot out of the training. We are always accessible. If you want to give us a call at 800-540-9011, you can ask for one of the staff members in our client servicing department, and we will be more than happy to help you, walk you through anything that you didn't understand. The awesome thing about having the training video out there is as you add users, or maybe you just need a refresher course, you can just go on at your leisure, at your own time, pull up the video, run through it again really quick, and kind of see where you are on client view. We just want to thank you for your business at Financial Credit Network, and we're just hoping that client view just helps you in your day-to-day business, that it just makes things a little simpler for you.